Hey everybody, it's TMIKA and welcome to the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop. This hop is hosted by Justine. I will put her link to the blog post explaining the details of the hop and how it came about. Also her YouTube channel in the description box below. Thank you so much, Justine, for extending the invitation for us to participate in this awesome hop. The Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop is a celebration of card making and video tutorials created by a group of talented crafters of all different styles and levels. We are coming together over a period of 5 days to get our viewers a chance to discover other amazing crafters. All you have to do is watch, like the video, consider subscribing, and click the link in the video description below to hop to the next video. So please let yourself be inspired by other crafters. Don't forget to comment because we have tons of prizes to give away. Please indicate if you are in the US or international so the prizes can be awarded appropriately. And don't forget to check back daily this week since there are 5 theme days of video hops. You'll never know when you discover your next favorite YouTuber. Speaking of the next YouTuber, I will link the next person in line in the description box. It'll be the first line, so be sure to hop or continue hopping after you watch this video. There are over 125 prizes throughout the entire hop over the course of 5 days, and 50 of them will be given away randomly throughout random channels. So comments must be left by November 7th, and prizes will be announced November 10th on Justine's channel. Again, her link will be down below in the description box. As for my personal giveaway, I will be giving away an amazing kit from Pink Fresh Studios. This collection is called Indigo Heals 2, and this kit will be shipped to US residents only or participants with a US address. So please do remember to leave a comment below. Before I start the tutorial on how I created this card in a box, which I'll show you in a second, I want to thank the sponsors for donating everything that they donated to the hop. We are very grateful and appreciative of all you done. Also, I want to thank Justine for the invitation for all these new and old crafters to get together and form such an awesome hop. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the other ladies create. This is a box. So obviously it's a card in a box. You can also stick a gift card in here. So we're going to make everything from start to finish so easy and fun to put together. So there's a cute little bow at the top. There's a Velcro closure, and you can give the recipient a gift card, like I said. And look how stinking cute the card is. Isn't it so festive and wintry? So it says it's a wonderful life down here. There's some stitching. There's a shaker, some punching, some distressing, just a lot of cute little techniques, and then there's some stitching, and then the stamp in here says, "May the beauty of the season bring you joy." And I've also added a little handmade stamp on the back. Really easy and fun to complete, and I think it'll be a great idea to duplicate this multiple times over the holiday season so that you can give out as many cards and gift cards as you like. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting out with some 110-pound weight cardstock. This cardstock is cut down to 5 by 7. I'm just going to score it in half at 3.5 so I can create my card base, which is 3.5 by 5. Then I'm going to take another sheet of paper, and it's cut down just a little bit smaller than the 3.5 by 7, only by 1/8 of an inch. And that's going to be the paper that I use to stamp on and to do some light stitching. I'm using some red ink and some stamps that I got from my local craft store, and I'm just going to add it to my stamp block and stamp the middle to create a cute and simple sentiment. Before I take this to my sewing machine to add some light stitching around the perimeter of this card, I'm going to add this cute little sticker of a snowflake just to add a little bit extra to my card. So I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and stitch, and now I'm just going to add some ATG tape to the back and add it to my card base. I'm also going to flip this over on the back and add a cute little handmade stamp using that same red ink. I'm using some Tim Holtz paper from last year's Christmas collection, and it's an 8 by 8 paper pad. I'm picking this wood grain paper to be my base on my card front. I've cut that down to fit on top of my card base, which is 3.5 by 5, minus the 1/8 of an inch border. I'm going to use my scissors to create a light distress around the edges. I love this technique. It's easy and it adds a lot of texture. Grabbing some chalk paint and some water, I'm going to do a simple whitewash, and that's just basically diluting the chalk paint in the water and covering the front panel of the paper to kind of mute those colors. I've already touched it with the heat gun, so now I'm going to take it back and play with my chalk paint by doing some splatters using the same paintbrush and water. This makes it a snowy effect, so it's nice and dry, and I love how it turned out. So now I'm just going to add some zigzag stitching to the front and add it to my card base. Now that I have that attached, I'm just going to go over the edges with my bone folder to give it a little bit more dimension and texture by raising up the edges a little bit. Now it's time to get our shaker card done. This is a window file. I will put all of the information to this file down below in the description box. If you don't have access to an SVG, just cut out a square and then add thin strips in the middle to simulate a window frame. And then cut it out several times. I already cut it out and layered 3 times, and I just have the 2 left over. So I'm just going to add some wet glue to the top and add it to some acetate. I get my acetate from the Dollar Tree. So once you've done layering the top and the bottom to the acetate, go ahead and layer those 3 that you've already put together. So there should be a stack of 5 thicknesses, if so to speak. Now I'm going to take some chalk paint and just mimic faux snow that's accumulating in the corners of the windowsill that we see on all the cute Christmas cards. So I'm just going to be doing that by dabbing it with my paintbrush. I'm going to take this snow marker and kind of go over what I've dabbed a little bit with the paintbrush and hit it with my heat tool and allow it to puff up. It simulates snow very, very well. It's super cute. So I'm going to add some hot glue to the back of that and lay that on top of the card. And I'm going to add these cute little craft foam beads. They're for slime. I get them at Hobby Lobby, but they make perfect little balls of snow. So I'm going to add that. I add a little bit of iridescent star. They look like beautiful snowflakes. And these really pretty metal diamonds I got from our LA trip that we took earlier this year. It's a great combination, and it just makes for a really pretty fall in snow effect. Then I'm going to take that last little acetate topper that we added the snow to and add it to the top of the card. And the windowsill is a part of the file. You can just use a piece of rectangle or anything that you want to create to add foliage to the top of your window. I'm going to use some rub-ons that is from the same collection from Tim Holtz, and I'm just going to add a rub-on to the bottom of the windowsill. This one says Winter Wonderland. I'm going to lay it right at the bottom. Super cute. Really, really cute. I love the effect of a shaker plus the splatter of the paint. Looks really, really cute. The next thing I'm going to do is add these tiny little wreaths I got from Hobby Lobby and this little pack of foliage that came from Joann's. I'm going to paint the wreath with the white chalk paint, which is my favorite paint to use. You can obviously tell I use it a lot. And I painted that, hit it with the heat tool, because I wanted it to have the effect of frost on it. And I'm actually going to disassemble that little foliage that was in that package and separate them. So that's what I'm going to do. It came with 3 leaves and 3 of those little stems with the little red bulbs at the top. So I'm just going to put 1 leaf on each side. I'm going to use this Martha Stewart sprig punch and punch out 6 sprigs from some pattern paper from that same collection I've been using this whole time. And I'm going to add 3 to each side using some wet glue. And I'm just going to place them layer right on top of the other just to have a nice full effect. So I'm going to do that to both sides. And then later I'll add those little red bulbs to the top of that. Layering makes all the difference when you break it up like that. It really does. So I just put the little bulbs in my hot glue nozzle. I literally just stuck it in the nozzle and laid it on top. And for the final touch, I'm going to add my wreath right to the middle with some hot glue. So I think that is super cute. And then our card is complete. Super, super fun, easy, and quick to put together. So now what we need to do is work on our box. You'll need a sheet of paper cut at 11 by 4.5. So we're going to pull out our scoreboard again, and we're going to score at 5 1/4 and 5 3/4. We're going to turn it 90 degrees and score a half inch on both sides. So that will essentially be a 1/2 inch and 4 inch. So then we want to cut another little piece at 3.5 by 3. And on the 3-inch side, we want to score at a 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And they want to give those a good press because that's going to be the flap that folds over the box. You want to go ahead and fold over all the edges of the box as well and cut out the little square points on both sides. Just that tiny little square box. Once you're done cutting out the box, you want to go ahead and add ATG tape or double-sided tape to just the bottom portion of that little lip that we made and attach it to the top of the box. Doesn't matter which end, just attach it. And so there should be a 1/2 inch space and then the end flap. So go ahead, as you see here, and add double-sided tape to one end on both sides, just the little 1/2 inch part, and fold that over. And then you have your cute little box. You're going to cut another piece at 3.5 by 5 for the front. If you want to do an 1/8 of an inch border, go ahead and do that. I'm going to take another Tim Holtz folder, and it's a brick embossing folder. I'm going to emboss it and then hit it with my sewing machine and do a cute little stitch. And that's how it turned out. Super pretty. Just something simple to add to the front of the box. And I went ahead and taped that down. And you do have the option of just corner chomping those edges and layering some pattern paper on top. Everything again has a 1/8 of an inch border. That particular piece is 3.5 by 2, so you want to just cut it down a little bit. I'm using some Velcro to adhere to the package so that we can close it easily. Super simple. And then I'm adding some pattern paper to the back of the box. I'm using this little matte stack from Die Cuts with a View called Very Merry. It was last year's Christmas paper. They had some really fun tags in there, so I decided to fussy cut one of them out. And the bottom has to from. I'm just going to slice that part right on off, add some ATG tape to the back of that little to from, and then add it to the back of my box. I'm going to take the top half, add a little hole, and that will be hung with some twine, and I'm also rounding the edges. So now we want to make a cute bow. This is not my idea. I originally saw this idea on two YouTubers' channel. I will link their tutorials down below. But you essentially want to take a piece of cardstock cut at 1 by 10, and you want to find your center point and clip both of those using your We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. And then you want to go ahead and punch along 2.5 inches on both sides, and then of course punch the tails. I'm not going to go through the details of making that bow because I will link the tutorials for those down below in the description box, and you guys can check it out. So I just made a double white bow, really fun and really easy. And then I'm going to use some Dollar Tree glitter ribbon. I'm going to cut it in half, and that's what I'm going to use to wrap my bow, add that nice little elegant touch. So I'm grabbing a little bit of twine that's going to be threaded through the tag, and then I'm going to hot glue that to the back of the bow and add it to my box. Really, really easy. We are all done, guys. That was really easy to put together. Very simple. You can find things from your stash from last year and use up those supplies. Really fun card to make and give away. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check all the links in the description box below and hop to the next channel. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you like what you see. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.